Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 14334 Southwest Chesterfield Lane here in Tigard. We're located at the rear of the home. We've got a 3-inch ABS cleanout. We're just off to the right of the decking here in the flower bed. This will be the point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running, and I will zero out the camera length counter here at the bottom of the cleanout and refer to this spot right here as the point of access. Here we go. It looks like we have a pretty short section of some standing water that, well, sort of continuing on here. We do have some standing water right off the bat. We'll see how that drains out at the very end when we turn the water off. Okay, here at 26 feet out, it transitions over to 4-inch PVC pipe. Actually, it's 26 feet. I've seen quite a few chunks of debris break away from the bottom of the line here, so once it's all drained out, we'll see how that looks as well. Sometimes if you get enough debris in the line, that can cause standing water because it kind of dams up the pipe. But here at just 36 feet out, we have reached the terminus for the line. It just heads to the rear of the property and appears to terminate right around the rear fence line. Now I'm going to shut the water off now and let it drain out. Alright, the water's been turned off now for a couple minutes. It's still draining out. I'm going to go ahead and start reeling back though as it continues to drain. And we'll get to the ABS part and make sure it's all drained out before pulling all the way back. Okay, and the line is now drained out pretty much as well as it's going to. We do have some standing water here towards the end of the ABS part of the line there. This last little bit here is at its worst point. There's less than a ½ inch of standing water. It's about 1/4 of an inch all drained out, so that's very minimal. Nothing I would recommend repair work on. You can see there's a reasonable amount of debris though stuck to the bottom of the pipe. A lot of that's grease. And then I also saw a lot of chunks of toilet paper break loose as we were going throughout the line here because my camera's scraping it off the bottom of the pipe. You really want to avoid putting any grease down the line. And you can see here all those chunks that are breaking loose. Grease is very sticky and it causes toilet paper and stuff to stick to it, like we're seeing here. It's important to avoid that as much as possible. And right here, the buildup is quite thick. We've got about 1 inch of debris buildup here towards the beginning of the line. Yeah, it's very thick back here. So because of that, because there's so much debris in the flow line here, it's entirely possible that that standing water is due to basically just the debris damming up the line. Without that out of there, it's impossible to say if there is any standing water. because it's impeding the flow pretty significantly. I do recommend a hydrojet to blow all of the debris out of the line, and a rescope to run back through there. Make sure it's properly cleaned, and that way you can get a good idea of how much standing water there truly is there. A line that works perfectly will always allow grease to build up no matter what, so you need to avoid that as much as possible. And I think once it's all cleaned out, though, I think the line most likely is going to work just fine. But right now, there's especially towards the beginning, that debris buildup is at about the inch mark. So about 30% or more of the pipe is taken up by debris at this time. So hydrojet it and rescope, and just double check to make sure that it's draining out adequately. It does appear that once it's cleaned, it should drain out fine. And then make sure you avoid grease, flushable wipes, paper towels, any of the stuff that shouldn't go down the line needs to be avoided, especially when there's even the smallest amount of standing water. Those items just tend to saturate with water and become so heavy they can't move.